Hello and welcome to Blitz Speak Today. My name is Monica Krimendahl and I'm here with my business partner, Rick Hayhurst.
Hello, friends. Welcome.
And today we're so excited. We have Lelia here today. And I'll tell you, she is just amazing. She's a certified mindset coach. She's an energy healer and medium. And through her work, she activates a quantum leap within women so they can heal their relationship with work, become more visible, and bring their work to clients, receive more money, and create a ripple effect in their communities. She's trained in NLP, EFT, and energy work. And she awakens the sovereign energy within business women so they can fully embody their power and enjoy their success without burning out or overworking. Welcome, welcome, Lelia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Monica, and thank you for the beautiful introduction.
Yes, thank you. So you're in the Netherlands right now, and I know that you're actually Romanian. So give us a little bit of your background, bring us backward to how you ended up in the Netherlands and who you are, and a little bit about your backstory.
Yes, so I ended up in Netherlands because I left Romania, I think 11 years ago or so. I went in Spain to study, and that's where I also met my husband. He's Italian. And we were studying in different universities. We get to know each other. And when I finished the university in Spain, I didn't really find a job in Spain. It was the big financial crisis in Europe. It was the year 2009 or so. So that's how I found like a sponsored internship for Amsterdam, and that's how I got here, right here. And I worked through a lot of like in a lot of fields like tourism and telecommunications, and then back to technology and tourism altogether. So it has been a very different background. And in 2017, I started to feel more and more attracted to the idea of opening up a business, but I didn't know what to do. And my first idea was a travel blogger, but that didn't work out. So here I am, completely different place.
Right, right. Well, fun. It does sound like you've done some traveling. And remind me, I think you said you know Romanian, Spanish, and English, and then some Dutch, right?
No, it's Spanish, Italian, Romanian, and English. I understand some Dutch to order in a restaurant.
Perfect.
Wow, awesome. That's just great to be able to have that many languages that you understand and can speak some of.
Yeah, it's like the diversity in cultures. It's really a big part of my life, and I love it. And it was actually the first step to change myself, because when I started to meet people from different cultures, I started to realize that so many of my beliefs were coming from my culture, my country, and that's something that was like considered right in one culture was considered wrong in other cultures. So that made me question, like, what's really right or wrong? What's the true? And that was an invitation for me to kind of like build my own truth, to say so.
Yeah, totally. I hear that. And as we look at all the different cultures and all the different beliefs that we were brought up in and other people were brought up in, it is something that we get to look at and we get to see, okay, so what's really true about that? So is that when you began your journey into more like into yourself and into your spirituality?
Not really. There were like little steps, at the end of the day, the big changes always come through little steps. My catalyst for change was the year 2019, because I quit my job. I went traveling through Asia with my husband. And we were supposed to travel for 1 year, but I got sick in Bali after 3 months, and I was given a very strong treatment to heal the salmonella that I had. I was like given 30 plus medicines per day. And it took me out of balance. So I couldn't walk for 8 months. I had anxiety, I had eczema, I couldn't think clearly. I was confused, I was sleepy a lot of the time. So, and I couldn't find an answer through the doctor. So I've seen so many specialists, and everybody was saying like, you're perfectly healthy. So that for me was an invitation to understand if there were like other ways to heal myself. And I got into coaching because I just couldn't manage my emotions. That's it, how it all started. Like I was having those anxiety episodes and I didn't know what to do. And when you're feeling fear and you're like logically, you know, you're safe, but yet you feel it in your body, and how do you manage that? And that's when I signed up into a coaching academy. I've learned about the power of the thoughts, how to manage the thoughts, the mind, the brain, the emotions, the body, and everything. And I started to apply that, and within 6 months, I managed to heal myself by using that. I did a big commitment, so it wasn't like it happened overnight. So I was like working on myself daily, a few hours a day. So it was a big commitment for me. But yeah, it helped me to see that ultimately the power is within us. You can get a diagnosis. You can get, people can tell you things like this is how your life is going to be from now on. But you have the ultimate power if you want to really believe that this is how your life will be, or you're like, no, I really believe that there has to be a solution, and I'm going to create a solution if it doesn't exist. So yeah.
Oh,
that's a little bit
goodness.
my journey with how it started with coaching. Yeah.
Got you. Well, I'm so glad that you got a chance to go to Bali, and I'm so sorry that you ended up with such a traumatic story with inside that, and 8 months not being able to walk and move. That's a long time. Wow.
Yeah, it really, I was so frustrated and angry in those moments, and I was really really angry with the universe, like why is it not, like why is everything against me, and the victimhood mentality. And my husband was keep on telling me like, maybe there is a bigger lesson, maybe you will be be looking back at this moment and you will be like, wow, what a blessing that this happened. And I was like, how can you say this? And he was right, because it really stopped me. It stopped me from going back to a corporate job. It stopped me from living my life with ignoring my emotions and my real desires. So it was the thing that really pivoted me and completely shifted the path of my life.
Yeah, it sounds like that. And so because of that experience, you have that whole being experience, from your emotions to your mental state inside of that and everything. So is that how you like take it into your coaching for women?
Yeah. I because I've seen it, like my journey started through the body. This is why in my work, I really work a lot with the body. Like I connect to whatever is, like when women tell me like, I have this vision, I want to write here in my business. I'm always like, what does your body say about it? Like, let's go into the body. Let's work with the body, because it has to be onboarded. And it's not only about business, everything we do in life. If you have an important conversation with someone, you're going to feel stuff coming up in your body. You need to be able to manage it. And that for me was like, because of the healing started with the body, I included that a lot in my work. Of course, I went through a lot of courses, and I studied a lot, and I read a lot, and I think it was all very, very accelerated because I wanted to find the key for me. And then in the second part last year in October, during a Reiki session, I started to feel that person's body energy and to receive messages from their quantum field. And that's how my journey of like a medium started. And that was a big invitation for me to heal my fear of being visible, because with those spiritual gifts, it came also the challenge of like speaking in public about them, and all the fear of like being judged and sound weird and what you're doing, and where a lot of people are like, yeah, but what's the science behind it? And I had to work through that, you know, and especially with the nervous system, because sometimes when you're like speaking with friends, it's like, okay, it's easy to say what I'm doing, but then put me in a room where there are a lot of people, like it's the like 100 and something people, and you're saying what you're doing, and that's when your body starts to shake, and the voice, and you're sweating. And that was another step to take me even farther away in my own healing and own that. So that's why I like to empower women to do the same. Everything that I'm teaching is embodied within me.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm sorry you had to go through all that to get to where you are now, but it sounds like you've done the healing work and you've really transformed yourself. So when you're working with women and women are coming to find you, like, give me a little explanation about who the perfect person is that you like to work with, or that would be benefited from working with you.
Well, the women that resonate with me are the women that already have like a knowledge about spirituality and manifestation, and they are also like grounded women, meaning that they have a strategy behind, they have some constant clients coming in, and they are looking for growth. So they are at a certain level and they want to grow, and what comes with the growth is more a mindset work and an energy embodiment. So I believe that no matter the level of the business at which a woman is, there is always a next level. And at that level, in our ideal mind, we think like, I'm going to get there and then everything's going to be easy. And that's not true. With different level of growth, there comes like a bigger satisfaction and celebration. And there is a sort of easiness, but you're still going to have doubts and have fears and have moments when you freak out, and you have moments when you're interviewed and you're thinking, am I good enough to do this? I'm going to speak in front of thousands of people, and how is that going to impact me? And what if I say something wrong? And we think that people that are at a certain level don't have those fears, and they do have those fears. So I like to guide women in those points of expansion, of like, it's okay to feel this duality between excitement and fear. And I like to empower them to get to know how they can navigate their own body, you know, how they can support their own body and the nervous system in those kind of moments, and not trying to, oh my God, I feel the fear now, and I'm going to start to push it down and think about something else. And then the fear, what does it do? It comes up stronger. So yes, I would love to work with women that think about expansion, and we work through all the visibility blocks that may appear at the next level, and we work on really how to hold this duality that inevitably is going to appear in the growth of their business.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes, I love that. And I can see where that can come up for people, because it's normal and it comes up for all of us, and we have to practice. We just get to practice and practice and practice, and maybe it doesn't come up as much after a little while, and sometimes it probably does come up, but still periodically.
Yes, it does, and it's absolutely normal to come up, because there are, in our psyche, there are different events that impacted us, and the more we grow, the more we pull from our subconscious mind, you know. We pull triggers and we press triggers, and you know, we heal something, and there is a next journey with each expansion level that we go through in the business as well. I truly believe that the business is like the most accelerated personal development and spiritual journey that you can embark on.
Being an entrepreneur and being in business, for sure, I would agree. And I love how you talk about that, because as an entrepreneur, it is part of my everyday life. It's just, it is the way I live my life. And so I have a lifestyle job. So sometimes I'm working at 11 o'clock at night with people who are in Ireland or somewhere else in the country, and it's a lifestyle job. So there is that where we get to look at, okay, who am I being at all times of the day, whenever it is, whether it be inside of my business or outside of the actual quote unquote business hours or business time, for sure. So tell me a little bit about how the quantum, because I hear you say that the women who work with you can take a quantum leap. What do you mean by that?
By that, I mean that I've noticed that when we work at an energy level, so in the subconscious mind and the energy work that I'm doing as a medium, the time starts to collapse. So things that would take you maybe 1 year to heal or longer, and then you see the effects on that, they start to just shift within a few weeks. And the reality starts to adjust to your energy as well. We have to understand that we literally live in a world where everything is about frequency, vibration, and sound. And if we get to understand this, then it will be easier for us to align to certain realities, to manifest them. And when you work at an energetic level, the time speeds up a lot with everything that is going on in your life. Like you attract more opportunities, you attract the right people, the right resources, and then you work with the mindset and with or not actually then, but at the same time, you work with the mindset and with your nervous system to feel ready to receive those opportunities. And a quantum leap is like something that you can't even, like many times, you can't even explain like how it's going to happen. It's usually a vision that you have, and that is like bigger than your human mind can comprehend. And this is why I always say to people, like, you have to stay open and trust the process without that constant need, yeah, but how am I going to get there? But how is it going to happen? And it's so important in that process of doing quantum leaps. And quantum leaps, they have the power to change our reality in a completely different way. Like so many times you're like, I met this person, and then because of this person, my business exploded. I wrote one article and then it got viral on the internet. Those are like quantum leaps that are appearing. But it's so important before that moment happens to really be present here in this moment where you are, to accept yourself, this version of you and what you're doing, to love what you're doing, and to find appreciation for everything that is already here in your life. It's like, if this would be the vibration, you should be in a vibration where I have everything and I want to receive more. And that's the right vibration to receive a quantum leap. Many people, what we do is like, we have those great visions and then we only live there, like, and we are frustrated because it's not happening yet, and why it's not working and why it's not happening. And then we miss the opportunities that are here. We are not open to the now. We are not really happy with the now. So my invitation is always like, I anchor women in the present, to be present in your body, in your energy, because this is how you see resources, how you find people, how you see what resonates with you. What is the thing that you feel like, oh my God, I should really do this, because that's the next step. And then one day, before you know it, the quantum leap already happens and you're like, wow, how did that happen? I didn't even have to, worry about all the things, that they were just done.
I so appreciate what you're saying. And I'd love to hear a client story. So someone comes to you and life is just not working. Life is just not working. Kids, job, Christmas, shopping, all of the demands. What happens next?
Are you alive?
Yes, that's a great question.
Are you alive? If you're alive, you can hold it all. I always say this to people, like, we underestimate our ability to hold, and we try to run away from the stress, and when things get hard and the things that we don't like. But the thing is that if we were to sit with how certain events in our lives make us feel, if we were to sit with the pain, with the discomfort, we will see that, oh, I have the power to go through it. I have the power to manage it. I have the power to sit with it and go through it. And the beauty of sitting with, a stressful Christmas or things going really bad and like hitting rock bottom. And I have hit rock bottom in my life. And I know how it is when you lose it all and everything is changing. But in that moment, if you can sit with yourself and sit with what happens, you're gonna start to understand, oh, I have the power to hold space of everything. And it comes from there, you start to accept what's the situation in your life right now, instead of like fighting it and trying to change it because you don't like it. That creates more stress in your body, like it's resistance. And you accept, this is where I am. It doesn't have to be like this always, and I think it's also important to not start to try to change everything at the same time. If you're in a place where like your love life is not working, the business is not working, nothing is working, it's important to start by creating a connection with yourself. Everything starts with ourselves. So if you get to heal what's going on inside of you and find acceptance with what's going on inside of you and outside of you, that's the very first step. When the relationship with yourself changes, everything outside will be reflected in the relationship you have, your family, your work. Everything will be a reflection of what's going on inside. So if the things are shutting down outside, that's an invitation to go inside and do the transformation. There. It's important to make this process with love. I always talk about this, and all my work is around this, because this is how all the changes started for me. When I accepted and loved myself in those situations, and you find peace there. You find peace when you ask yourself, like, okay, I'm such a mess right now. Can I still love and accept myself right now? And then the whole body starts to soften, and then you can start to find little joys in those moments. Find something that is maybe small but is beautiful in your life. When those things happen, those scenarios that you just mentioned happen, it's because we really focus on finding evidences of things that don't work. And the more we focus on that, the more we're going to see that. And if we could manage to have 5 minutes break where we also focus on the things that we like the things that happen around us that we love, and we just show love for those things, we will start to notice more of those. It's a game of where do you focus your attention.
Really, really beautiful. Great insights. And tell me about a client, like you've worked with someone recently who has something going on. Give us a little insight into a session that you've had recently with someone.
Yes. So I had clients this year worked on wealth, and that was interesting because I was also on my journey of healing wealth. And it's interesting because in the money relationship, what I've seen is that a lot of things go back to our childhood, and it's not so much about money. I was impressed because I always thought it's about what our parents used to believe, and that we internalize that. And my biggest surprise was to see this client that it was all about desires. As a child, it was all about having desires and not being met, and then growing up, and they are now translated into material things that she desires to have, and they're not happening. And it's interesting because as adults, we think it's about the finances and the financial power, and why am I not getting more clients, and why is my business not working? And actually, it might be that the subconscious mind is afraid to empower you to take certain actions, to take certain decisions. So it's keeping you like in procrastination, it's keeping you in self-sabotage, because it's afraid that if you were to actually take those actions and get close to clients, maybe you're not going to get those things that you desire. And then you're going to feel disappointment, as you felt in the childhood when your parents didn't bought you what you liked. And because you don't know how to navigate that, you were never thought of how to navigate that, then you're afraid to feel the disappointment. And the message there is that, you know, when we were children, we had desires that were not met by our parents, but we grew up, and now we have ourselves, we have the universe, we can tap into resources that are beyond our logical mind. And we are living in a universe that is so resourceful. But the subconscious mind still lives frozen in that memory in the past, and is perceiving the reality different. So when the upgraded information, to say so, arrives to the subconscious mind, then it starts to believe that, okay, my story changed now. And I always do this healing at the subconscious mind, and then we also work with the EFT side, so that the whole body feels safe to feel disappointment in case of not receiving the clients that she desired. And when you feel safe, like, you know, I'm going to do the launch, and then if clients are not arriving, then I'm going to feel disappointment, but then I feel safe because I know how to process this. Then you take action more empowered, because you're like, I have nothing to lose. Like, if clients arrive, that's a celebration. And if they don't arrive, because this is what we fear, I will know how to deal with that disappointment. So that was the big shift for her.
And how did it go for her? How did she interact with this kind of conversation?
Well, she's used to my sessions. I channel a lot. So when I do those things, the first part is always like connecting to the subconscious mind, because that's where all our programs are, all our patterns. So I connect to the subconscious mind, and the part where I say things that will bring healing, it's the part where I channel. And most of the times at the end of the session, I can't even remember exactly what I said, because it's what is coming through at that moment, what their subconscious needs to know to find closure and find healing. And of course, the sessions are recorded, so they always can go back and re-listen to them. And then there is like healing happens when you're giving a different perspective to what happened, and you're finding an explanation that really feels good to your soul. And many times you see the bigger picture of what happened there. What was the lesson that you learned? Understanding that most of the times it didn't even have to do with you. It had to do with how your parents were perceiving the world, and those kind of perceptions don't belong to you, so you can have the power to change them now. And then I also do a little bit of EFT at the end of the session, so that the body and the nervous system get to really feel safe and embody the new the new belief. And in some of my sessions, I also did like past life regressions, because some of the emotions that came up when I asked the question, like, how old are you? They give like big numbers. And that's when I understand that, okay, this might be a past life. And then it just flows from there, because the subconscious mind shows all the memories, and it can tell you exactly what happened in that past life.
Got
Great.
it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really great. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So for you, when you're in these conversations with women, what is your big dream? You want to, what is your big dream?
My big dream is to bring this kind of work to more and more women. And I really want people to feel empowered, to really feel that they have the power to make decisions in their lives. They have the power to heal themselves, to heal the body. They have the power to create any kind of vision that they have, that even if it seems far, far, far away, like by taking steps, you can arrive there and you don't even need to know the how. And to really feel worthy, like, you know, this is a big dream, but I believe it's better to have like big dreams and live the life to the fullest than to live a safe life where you're like in the little box, following what everybody's doing. And I would love to live in a world where we all express the unique things about us, because we all have unique things. We were just not taught how to let that come up. So my biggest desire is to see people free and empowered and sovereign.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. I can really feel that over here too, because I want the same thing. And I hear that. That's just awesome. Free, empowered, and sovereign. Is that what you said? Free, empowered, and
Yes,
sovereign.
yes, yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time and your insights. And it was a pleasure to be with you today. And thank you, thank you.
Thank you both. It was such an honor to be here, and thank you for holding the space. And yeah, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful week.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You as well.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.